Hi everyone, welcome to your August readings with me, Marianne, at Marianne's Mystic Mentions. Welcome to the featured sign today of the fiery, confident, courageous, very passionate sign of Leo. We're still in Leo season officially for about 12 more days. Today is actually August 10th. And I tend to take my time doing my readings. It takes a good half of the month. And then you get energies from the beginning, middle, and end. Anytime you watch those, perfectly acceptable. And we are in Leo season, as I said, but today's pretty special because it is a full moon in Aquarius. Actually, officially at 9:36 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But the energies have been there. I've been seeing the moon. It's the last super moon of the year. And it is in Aquarius, as I mentioned. Aquarius is a very, very forward-thinking air sign. So it's always about their thoughts, always about wanting to initiate, creative ideas and ways to formulate the information to do so and share this with everybody. They're very much a humanitarian sign. They also are the polar opposition to Leo on the astrology wheel, because we all have those in the astrology wheel. The sign that is opposite us, 6 signs away, is our polar opposition that is always kind of a gravitational pull towards us in its opposition. Like, it can be very complementary. It's definitely different, but that's attractive in a lot of ways, and this is what we come to find out. I mean, having a partner, friend, family member we're particularly close to, who has a lot in common makes sense, and that happens a lot as well. But the polar oppositions, they're there to teach us and show us, oh, there's that way to look at it. There's a different perspective. And that's what's happening now. Now, there are some other very important aspects happening with this full moon. And that is the presence of Uranus, the very, very, once again, well, actually, Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, so there's that. And then Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, has been since 2018, and will stay there for, I believe, through 2025. So we have this very thought-provoking, freedom-seeking Aquarius energy, Uranus energy, out of the box. Technology is huge, all sorts of new forms of information through technology, through speaking, through writing, any form. And then this is actually, and then Mars is in the picture too. There's like almost a trine with the 3. Mars is the fiery, passionate energy that rules Aries, who is your fellow fire sign, Leo. So there's great possibilities, great fiery, ambitious, and passionate energy, which is it makes up so much of who you are and what creates the things that you create. Okay, like we think things, that starts the ball rolling, as it were. But when you put that passion behind it, it's the fuel that actually makes things tangible and physical. And speaking of which, tangible physical things are the practical sides of all earth signs and their characteristics. And that's what Uranus is in, the sign of Taurus. So it's really kind of a very interesting oppositional energy in a lot of ways. It's tugging at all of those parts of us, the ones that want, the things that make us want to be free, the things that make us want to be steadfast and determined and work hard and create the life we want, the luxuries, the beauty, the sensuality of life, and in taking it in. Nature is huge. Getting out in nature right now. Well, a lot of people, although school did just get back in session for a lot of my good clients and their children a little earlier this year, but the teachers work it out. 180 days is all it's about. It may come in different forms and in different time frames, but that's the bottom line, because I've worked with teachers most of my life when I worked in the district. But I just know that I think it's an incredibly powerful, beautiful, I don't know, just magical almost, well, Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus, so there's that, but there's this kind of excitement and unexpected things can happen. It's true with Uranus. But we're in your sun season, we're in your solar return time, Leo, and this is about your gifts, your wishes, your dreams coming through, having fun, enjoying who you are, recognizing your courage and power. You are a born leader. People look to you. They admire this. One moment. Thought maybe I'd turn on a little more light. I did want to say too, as a side note, it's been an interesting month for me. Uranus showed its beautiful little energy on Monday because I was laying very peacefully reading, dozed off for a moment, and my cat was also laying there peacefully sleeping. And then, as I've seen him do before, it's not unusual really, but he jumped up out of nowhere and proceeded to jump over my head, but missed me just a bit. So his back claw just kind of clamped onto my nose and scraped it ever so quickly and just shocked the heck out of me. So that's the shocking kind of possibilities. That sounds negative, but for me it was positive because it was not painful whatsoever. It bled and it did cause these scrapes you can probably see, but there's no pain when it comes to this portion of your nose. Interestingly enough, there isn't enough nerve endings. I imagine there's more flagell than anything. And yesterday I was toying with it. I was thinking, well, let me just do my hands so that I don't have to offend people. And, you know, I have to learn how to hold the cards better. But I'm back in my physical form for now and ready to do the readings. So if you're new, welcome to my channel. I appreciate everybody that wants to stop in and just take a peek and hopefully return. Feel free to push the like, the subscribe button. All of it's free. I just do this because I love what I do, and I've done this for over 30 years. But what I do as a format of sorts, just so you know, is I will read 4 major categories for the month of August. And this would be the overall energy, our relationships, our love connections, whether they be friends, family, true committed love. And then I read about the financial or wealth aspects of your life. And then lastly, the surprises and or wishes coming through. Then I finish with 2 oracles. I love oracles. They are so important and they're so filled with wisdom and love and power, and they connect so well with the readings, I find. So the ones I'm using and will continue to for a while is going to be the runes, because I am learning to memorize, and I have a beautiful set of flashcards that describes and explains the meaning, and in the meantime I can become more proficient at it. Just one of my goals. You know, I've always got a goal happening somewhere in my life, and it's a long-term goal for sure. And then I finished with this beautiful Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle deck, just for you, Leos. So happy birthday if today's your birthday. I have 2 brothers. One actually passed. His birthday would have been the 13th, coming up on, Saturday. And he's still with me, of course, in the spirit world, and he has contributed to my my love of the mystic. He was a world-renowned magician. So I always like to honor him, and I will speak of him again when I do the reading for that day, whoever sign it is. That's a couple days from now. But Leos are amazing, and my other Leo brother is also amazing and very talented and very creative and very much an actor, a director, a very creative, unique person, which is what Leos are, female, male. You are ruled by the sun, for heaven's sakes. You've got that velocity and that shine and that confidence about you, so it's contagious, it's beautiful. You are a fixed sign because you have certain ideals and belief systems you don't really like to navigate from, but I feel like your heart is open and compassionate enough to, when you're in love and you care, and you care greatly for a lot of people and a lot of, I would say, even political things in life. You tend to spoil people. You're very generous, very, very big, kind-hearted. So that's your, little definition, characteristic explanation. But let's go on to the reading for today with this wonderful, we just had your new moon on the 28th of July, Leo. So people will be feeling that, and I'm not exaggerating. You could feel that through the entire next year. It has a lot to do with placements of people. Some of these readings, people resonate on the spot. I get beautiful comments. Always feel free to comment. I promise I'll respond. And sometimes it takes a while, or it may have already happened. This happens to me a lot when I watch my readings, particularly my rising. And so just putting that out there. You know, it's never definitive, it's never linear when it comes to spirit and the messages and so forth. So these are guidance. This is a way to just kind of remind you and, you know, make you aware of certain things. That's what astrology is. It's been around for, you know, centuries. It's how a lot of the people who studied it, you know, were able to figure out the best times for farming and, you know, the weather conditions, not just on a personal level, of course, but for the world and the you know, in its entirety. So it's pretty fascinating, you know, to see the different cycles and the similarities. And so, and then things come around that haven't happened, which we've had in 2022. It's been quite phenomenal. Some of the same, you know, conjunctions and trines of the planets that hadn't been here for 300 plus years, and they're happening again in this lifetime with us. And I think it's just astounding and beautiful, and we are so lucky and so fortunate to be through experiencing some of these things. As difficult as they appear, and they are transforming us in the world at large, and this is what needs to happen. Evolution is a continuous, unlimited, and, you know, just eternal event. So the overall energy for you, Leo, woohoo, is party for sure. But good stuff. Now, I want to mention two more things and then I'll continue on. I just like to bring up the biggest aspects of the astrology. It absolutely affects us. Certainly the moon, the full moon, of course, being the last super moon, it's close to Earth. It looks a bit bigger because it is bigger. It is, oh shoot, I wanted to look this up again for you. There was a name. It represents a fish, but I'm forgetting. And it's just about, you know, the fluidity, and the full moon represents culmination a lot of times, which means a beginning is right nearby. But the new moon that happened in your sign already was creating that. And this is a gorgeous time. Till we end your season, actually, Leo, when it goes into Virgo on the 22nd of August, that there's still great energy working for you, with you, and power just supporting you, you know, and just allowing you to believe and trust and start something, maybe, you know, finish something you've been meaning to finish and let go of. Purge as much as you can, get rid of stuff that just isn't important or meaningful anymore, or for your best good. And this full moon encourages you to just open your mind, open your heart. You do that anyway, to the infinite possibilities. So the overall energy for you, beautiful Leo. And I am using this beautiful deck of the Light Seers, which is one of my favorites, but it's the Five of Swords. So this is interesting. This is the element of air, which is the full moon in Aquarius. It could be Leo, Libra, or Gemini as well. On the 20th of August, we have Mars going from Taurus into Gemini for an extended stay of 7 months, including its retrograde. This is a very long time. This is all about air. Gemini is Mercury ruled, so there's so much going on a regular basis. There's ideas and movement and motivation and you know, connection and, you know, sharing and talking, and mutable aspects of Gemini are very evident when we're in an energy of a Gemini transit, such as Mars, the outer planet, yes, but very powerful, giving us that energy, that momentum, that strength, the power, the straight up power, along with your energy. It's just, there's nothing that can stop us if we really have that incentive and that, you know, that desire. But it's the Five of Swords. Fives represent challenge, and they represent conversations that are maybe challenging. And that's what happens at a full moon. You know, they're definitely more emotional. Things are brought up, things are brought out. You know, maybe we need to be extra cautious because we want to say things, and you know, you're not one to hold back, Leo. You most certainly are not. But I know that sometimes you regret saying things that you maybe should have held back on. Take the deep breaths, those simple, you know, rituals that people say to keep yourself calm and to bite your tongue, but not really, because that hurts, and that's never a really good thing to do. But just thinking to yourself, you know what? Shaking it off. That's what air is about. It's just like it's here, it's there, it's a thought, it's gone, it's moving, it's like a cloud. And it is in our mind a lot of times. So just don't let those loops start. That's the notorious thing with air signs, and just having that kind of irritating kind of thing, like I need to get that thought away from me. I can give you a very strong, very important and simple spiritual tip on that, and that is to just focus on your heart. You have a huge heart. We all have a huge heart. We all have the capability to rise above the small petty thoughts and actions and words of others and ourselves, and just be more compassionate, be more loving, and things melt away as far as concerns, doubts, and fears. They truly, truly do, because our heart is so much more powerful. It is our intelligence. It truly is. And our intuition and our gut and our understanding of what's really real. You know, the saying, I went with my heart instead of my head. So yeah, that's a possibility that you came in just thinking, oh, my head is swirling right now. I've been listening too much of this on the news, or, you know, gossip at work, or just conversations that are going nowhere. And I don't want it. It can affect you physically. It can. But here's the good news. It's short. It's temporary. It's just that. It's not that serious. Okay? And that's very important. Knowing that everything is just in the moment. It can be so fleeting. This Uranus aspect can, you know, change a conversation in a heartbeat to something way more positive. You know, the surprises are not always negative. They're unexpected a lot of times. Surprises are surprises for that reason, but they're not necessarily a bad thing. And the second category is relationships. So your love connections, you know, your deep devotion to others, partnerships of whatever form it is. It's all inclusive. Your love of self, for heaven's sakes, so important. The more you do, the more you can give to others. And so for you, beautiful Leos, in your birthday season, you've got the Knight of Cups. Well, that's pretty perfect, because the cups are our emotions. They are our heart. They are our feelings. They are the element of water. They are our creative side, you know. And here you see this beautiful man with the bouquet of roses. It doesn't have to be a man, of course. You get the symbolism, though. Your relationships are blooming, and they are inspiring you, and you are open to allowing your heart to open. Okay, with somebody you've known for years, for somebody you were going to meet, that you're wanting to meet, that great friend you haven't seen or spoken to, that family member you've been kind of estranged from. You're opening your heart. You're saying, that doesn't work. That's silly, you know? Love is where it's at. I want to be more loving, and I want to receive love. And you love receiving love, Leo. You love the passionate aspects of life and love. That's a key thing for you. How beautiful. It could be a water sign. It could be a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. I just read for Cancer yesterday. I don't think there was a correlation per se, although I did bring up Leo because we're in Leo season. So you may be very interested in and drawn in by their incredible energy, and they are ruled by the moon. So the sun and the moon, they're together kind of, it's pretty spicy. It's steamy, as I said. You get the water element and the fire, and who knows, man, what can happen. Love is alive, okay? And that's what the message is for you. So grab it. You know, love is just a beautiful, important part of all of our lives. So then we go into the finances or the wealth, your wealth, what you consider wealth. It's many things to many people other than money, which is essential in our lives. I never fear fire signs, any sign, but a Leo fire sign, they have this magnetic, powerful part of them that says it's going to happen. Don't necessarily know how, but you being a fixed sign versus Aries being a cardinal and a Sagittarius being immutable, you really will make sure that what you put your mind to and you put your heart into is going to be successful, because it's a reflection of you. And remember, you care greatly about how you look and how you appear and how people see you. It is who you are. You are that shining, beautiful star, as I said, and you want to keep it that way. So financially, let's see what's going on here. You have the Four of Cups. So there's 2 cups. And this is what I call the contemplation card. You're kind of like, this is good. I've accomplished this. I am doing this. And a lot of times you do way more than just one thing. But if that's not the case, you are definitely rethinking something having to do with certainly your heart. That could involve your creative side, that has to do with your work and your ability to put food on the table and money and you know, and all of that sort of wonderful thing, your talents. You want to really, really make sure that you are being extremely true to yourself as to what direction you're going. Are you involved in something right now? You're doing a great job with it, but that's not really, it's not fulfilling. You know, it's bringing in the paycheck. I can't think of anybody, including myself, who have not gone through that. It seems to be an epidemic of, okay, I'll work hard and I won't like it, and it'll hurt me physically and mentally in the end, I know, but I'm going to do it because it's going to bring in money and I need that money. But there's always so many ways to receive money and to allow money in and to create your own perfect, you know, ideal situation in that way. It's just that time. And with this beautiful full moon to shine a light on your talent, you could take it anywhere, Leo. You could absolutely take it anywhere and be very richly rewarded. Now, when it comes to, I want to say wealth as far as physical wealth and your well-being, 4s are about balance, and that's good. It's stability. It seems like things are okay. You don't want to get over emotional because it could cause more stress, which then turns into physical ailments, which I'm not a doctor and never claimed to be, but energetically, I know when I'm sad, it kind of knocks down my immunity. Being aware of that and getting a lot of hydration if you're partying, especially, and I don't mean a little liquid kind of the what am I trying to say, the alcoholic kind. I mean water or, you know, Gatorade or the things that have electrolytes and keeping you hydrated. Very important right now. Just putting it out there. But yeah, no, this is, you know, you're doing good. You're just thinking. You're always thinking. You want to be very creative and imaginative and unique. Individual. The last category, as I said, is that of surprises and wishes. What is this full moon bringing? And what will the new moon, which I haven't mentioned yet, when we have our beautiful, you know, Virgo season, which kind of has us clamp down and be a little bit more detail oriented. The partying is kind of done. You're ready to settle down and really get to the action. We do have a retrograde coming. It doesn't matter. You don't have to go full tilt if it hasn't already been started. If it has, by all means, even if it hasn't, do what your gut tells you. Do what's feeling right for you. And if you don't want to just, you know, pull the trigger, so to speak, during a retrograde, which a lot of people wait, it's a time to make sure that everything is in order and you're doing your due diligence so that when that retrograde stations forward, which is on October 2nd, all systems go. You know, you are ready, you are prepared, you have allowed yourself that time. You weren't rushing, you weren't trying to get, someplace too quickly, which makes you have to retract and do all those things. You were flexible because you allowed the changes that the Mercury retrograde will inevitably bring, different than what we had planned. Just open to that, opening your heart to that. You will always be guided and watched over and taken care of. Some people absolutely love the retrogrades for that reason alone. And then lastly, I feel there is a sense of you wanting to get away and kind of retreat and take some time before you do go fast forward again into that next project. So surprises and wishes. Well, there's the green light in my mind, and this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card for growth and expansion and cooperation from others. This is obviously the one thing that's going to be quite a big push for many of us in this planet, on this planet, in the years to come, with the major air elements, where, like with Aquarius, they're all about helping everybody, making sure that it's as fair and equal, and certainly that's Libra and the balance of things, not just you, but them and all of us, And when you do that, the law of attraction, it kicks in so quickly. What you give, you receive. But this is mastering. This is absolutely you knowing you've got what it takes, knowing you've got this talent, and pursuing it with everything you've got. And you've got a lot, and you've got that power. So that's a beautiful surprise that you may not even expect the help you're going to get on all different realms. The pentacles are the earth. They are the coins, the money needed, the loans coming in, interestingly enough, we've got these, eclipses coming as well, on the heels of this retrograde. And it's about releasing the bad and bringing in that fortunate Taurus North Node. This is my destiny. This is where I want to go 2 years, 5 years, making those plans for the long term. It's not a fly-by-night kind of energy by any means, but it's a gorgeous indication of some really positive, fruitful times ahead for you, Leo. So put that in your wishes as well for the birthday, because the universe always works in our favor. We kind of get favored during our solar returns, for sure. And don't be shy. Just ask for what you really, truly want, and then just put that motivation in there, and it's all good. Put that passion you have. So those are the categories, and I'm going to finish with your oracles, as I said. So we'll pick the specific rune for you, beautiful Leos, powerful Leos. What do we have here? I don't remember what it is. I wish I did. I'm getting a little better as I go along. I want to say it's an E, though, for some reason. I don't know why I'm saying that, but it looks like this. And so we're going to find the matching flashcard with the picture to make sure we describe what its meaning is to you in full accuracy. And then I will hopefully digest every time a little more, a little more. Here it is. Almost looks like a staple to me. I said E. Not at all, not even close. It is Pertho. Forgive me one moment while I try to really associate this with Pertho. I thought of something. I'm going to use it and I won't share it, but I'm going to see for the next time and see if it's a good association. Sometimes they work. So everyone has their own ways, and sometimes it's more clear as to why I would remember. But I'm going to go with it for now and hope that it works in my favor and read to you the meaning. So it is the letter P. Pertho is pronounced Pertho. And it's the rune 14, which is 1 + 4, which is that 5. So there's that challenge again. But I'm telling you, challenges actually work in our favor so much. So the Saturn aspect of being very, constricting energy that keeps us on track and wants us to get to where we need to go. And that's all it's really about, is helping us in that regard. Taking away some of the fun, it's true, not partying maybe as much, maybe having to constrain ourselves in how we spend and things like that for a certain amount of time, because it is about time with Saturn as well. And making sure that by the end of that time, we get the gifts that we want, because we were diligent, and, you know, we were definitely, I'm trying to think, but the word isn't coming. You know what I'm trying to say, though. But the challenges are worth it. They're the kind that inspire us and keep us instigated, you know, and wanting to do what we need to do. The theme is dice cap. Oh, okay, so that tells me it's kind of a gamble. The keywords are karma, chance, mysteries, visions, intuition with this Taurus, and the spiritual aspect of their sensuality and knowing about nature and the ground and the natural things that happen, like natural disasters and all that. That's real in life, you know, it is. It just is. But opening up to that and knowing and reveal the truth is part of this. The magical working, divining hidden facts, occult initiations, understanding fate, developing intuition. This is so powerful right now, and it's part of our natural gifts anyway. So they're just going to be brought to a point where we can, you know, level up, as they say, and really focus on that, so that we can not only know and think and start, but feel and manifest and create in every moment, like we do anyway, but with the things we truly want. The key phrase is all will be revealed. A leap of faith, trust your intuition. You're going to do something that's really powerful. You're thinking about it, though, clearly. And all systems go with help from others and help from source always. So I love this, and it does coincide very well. Hidden forces influence the outcome. Roll of the dice, take your chance. I mean, this is individual for everybody. You can let me know, but I like it a lot. And this is Pertho. Yeah. The challenges of 14 to 5 is what causes some amazing transformations, is what I'm thinking and feeling from that. So I'll finish with your beautiful message from the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle Cards by Shannon Kaiser. That's the book it comes with. I'm going to read to you your special message from. Beautiful deck. I love it. I want to bring it out more. I've not used it often. It's colorful, and the pictures are absolutely beautiful. And so for you, Leos, in closing, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. It means a great deal. It's very supportive, and it's free. I do appreciate that. Your message: come together. We need each other. Where have you been separating yourself or pushing against others and the world? Interesting. Now, two things. There is number 44, and that equals 8. 4 plus 4, and 8 is the month we're in, which is August, you know, 8th month of the year. 8 in numerology, simply put, is a very, very powerful, abundant energy. It is prosperous. It is beyond, you know, our imagination kind of power. And there you are. And interestingly, if I mentioned the Mars and the fiery, passionate aspect of Gemini coming up on the 20th. And you, for me, I see twins here. I see duality. There might be a connection with you in Gemini. And it will continue to affect you for the months that Mars is in Gemini. So with your power and that power combined, there's no stopping you, bottom line. And I'll read to you more because I don't know what else to say. That's what I'm picking up from Spirit and the messages. But it is gorgeous. And it's got the world there because, you know, we can always have the world in our hands and decide what we want to do and how we're going to do it. That is our God-given gift, right? From the moment we are born into this world. So for you, beautiful Leos, I think it's close to the last one. Wow. That says something to me too. Might be 45, but I'm just going to check real quick. Nope, that's the last one. And There's a lot of distraction and fear in the world. And when we give our attention to these outside forces, we lose sight of our authentic power. You have the power to live in harmony and peace, but it depends on how you show up for others at any given moment, okay? And we've already talked about your power just naturally and your gift that you've been given. We all have our gifts and we all share them with each other, and we all have a little bit of each of us in us, because we're not just a sun sign. We are far more, as you find out when you look up your personal charts. Look at any area in your life where you are resisting and judging. Are you pushing against what you fear and lashing out energetically? Well, I mean, we all do it. Just be aware and just ask yourself that. Is it something happening to you, Leo? You know, were you having conversations, like I said, that just went nowhere and maybe you regret and you're feeling badly about? Rectify them, clear that up, you know, let that go. It's a lighter feeling. You want to evolve, right, in this lifetime. You don't want to carry and bog yourself down when you go on to the next incarnation, right? Should you believe that? We live in a system that thrives on pushing us apart and keeping us separate from one another. Don't fall into this trap. We need each other. Differences and all. Just because someone has a different view doesn't mean it isn't valid. We can all exist together by allowing each other to be who we really are. Look at the separations in your life and make a commitment to bring more unity, compassion, and understanding to each situation and relationship. You know intuitively, huge emphasis on intuition, like I said, and I feel it, and I'm recognizing that, and I know that the Leos I know have great intuition. I think it's because of the heart, which has the biggest amount of intuition, but that's another video. You know intuitively the separation from others who see things differently isn't working. It isn't in your true nature. Allow room for all beliefs and truly support others with kindness and love. Listen with care. Remove judgment and refrain from needing to prove anything right or anyone right or wrong. Ooh, that's the ultimate, isn't it? And so that's your reading for August, Leo. I love it, and I hope you're feeling really energized from this, because that's what I believe can be happening for you, and getting past the things that are just not worth your time, you know, space or energy. So love you for being here. Appreciate you for being here. I'd love to see you again in September. Until then, enjoy and happy birthday celebrations. Bye for now.